decided to get the buses a miss. Same focus. Probably like it, then you wouldn't like it. Used to be cold.
Yeah.
Very good. And look at some of those old roads and that's never. Because they had such a.
Yeah.
I'll have a smoke. So one thing I was saying, now I've actually got a sleeping bag in. I'll set up with one.
It's like Christmas. Frenchman's Cap.
No, that's what's name, Frenchman.
It's Mount King William.
One day. And one of them said to me, which really surprised me thinking about Italy and that, their colours is different. They said, why is all these posts got black around them?
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, I think, oh, here's an opening. I said, oh, well, when they built this road many years ago, I said the biggest problem was very harsh conditions and very rugged countryside. And I said, unfortunately, it was built by hand. I said, and also claimed a lot of lives. They said, oh, what do you mean? I said, well, a lot of people died in the construction and things like that. And I said, so what they've done, I said, each one of those, I said, like if you have a sporting event now, I said, they always wear a black armband if anyone. They said, oh yeah. They said, is that what it means? I said, yeah. I said, each one of those posts represents someone that's actually died while construction of the road. It was all right for about 10 minutes, one of them, because one of them said, oh, I said, well, how did you bloody die? You know, sort of thing. And I hit a bit of a bump on the road, you say, oh, you know, oh, geez, like this, you know, oh, they didn't bury him too deep, you know. Sort of. And then they quit, and they said, yeah. Because the ones that could speak English were all right, and then they're telling all the other ones in Italian. And that's when they threw bloody everything at me. Bloody stew, because they just cut a little row of trees in front. Over here they called them the AEG, which is the anti-everything group. Brilliant idea. Which meant they would have had to have built one for it to burn 3 down, I think. There's not much left in. Still on it?
Yep. Right.
Well, you've seen a fair sized set of goalposts, except for one's one of the point posts now. There is very little asthma in this place. People with asthma actually used to move here because the sulphur fumes used to look after it. The sulphur fumes are supposed to knock the healthy ones around, so it's a bit weird. You can see the white ute there. Which ones was it? Whose was it?
I don't know whose it was.
Much, you know, not many people come through in those days because they're early. People run tours around here in those days. Reflection's not too bad though, really. Here on the Down Valley, you've got the Queen River near the mine there, down into the King Sea. Yeah, that was the main one we brought it. Get him. Top of that.
Was this road put in the Franklin Dam?
Good one.
Was it?
Yeah, the hydro. Oh, you have. Pop them in your bag, you wouldn't have to worry about working anymore.
People reckon they've seen him, have they?
Good one. Yeah. Yeah, still people here now. I've been going on for years. Couple of, couple of oldies. Just got to turn it in, so ease off a bit and try to turn it back around. The other fellas are out.
Is out there, I guess. So you got
Do you want us to go ahead,
Yep.
Ross?
Yeah, it might be a bad idea.
How do you feel, Tom?
hanging on.
Not too far to go. Yeah.
It was Doreen.
Noreen.
Noreen and oh, I knew I was going to get it wrong.
Noreen and Noreen.
Noreen. Hey. We're going to be coming back up again in a minute.
Bloody Peruvian porters.
Yeah. How you doing, Aaron? I'm doing all right. Thanks, Pax. We might be far behind, have we? Oh, well, we've got to get to camp today. And Noreen would have given it on the.
No, we
You
might
haven't given it on the boat.
something.
Oh, on the full drive. The meet with you yesterday.
Well, a lot of us didn't meet. We met at
No, I'm going to put 2 more there. You can put it down there. Can you feed that down to?
Has anyone got any bobby pins?
All right.
Bobby
Come
pin.
down here and. Okay, that's good. Good. Whilst it was happening, whilst we're on the trip, I don't know. Okay. If it's something that you don't want to let the whole group know about, but you feel like you need to let me know about, okay, please let me know before we get on the water. It's for your own benefit. Okay, we can't say no, you can't go on the trip now, so there's no problem. Okay, now then. Right now I'm going to teach you all about the 3 things that can kill you. These are the 3 things in whitewater which are dangerous to your health, hazard to your health, okay? Now the first thing you'll notice is that there's lots of trees on the side of the river. Now these sometimes fall in, okay? They sometimes fall in, float downstream, whatever. You can actually see just upstream here there's wood or a tree in the river there. This can be hazardous to your health because it has the same effect to a human being that a kitchen strainer has to noodles. It's going to hold you there, okay? With the pressure, it will hold you up against the branches, the log itself, whatever. So it means as a swimmer, you need to be looking downstream for these all the time. Why do we want to look downstream and not upstream? Yeah, the current's taking you there. You've already been upstream. Forget about upstream. Okay, look downstream for wood. Now this is where you've got to take an active role in helping yourself and actually look downstream, and the moment that you see wood, swim away from it. Now, just say this is the bit of wood in the current, okay, this paddle here, and I'm swimming down, okay, swimming down towards it, and I see it. The moment that I see it, I'm going to turn over onto my stomach and swim away from it. So by swimming away, I mean to the side of it somewhere, okay? So there might be a clear chute of water over here. Might be somewhere I can get to over here, so I'll swim aggressively on my stomach over to there. What you do not want to do is just swim upstream, okay? What's going to happen if I just point upstream? If the water's too strong, you're just going to get sucked back into that bit of wood. So instead, point your body away from the wood, okay? Use that water to your advantage to get away from it. If you can't get away from it, there's a last resort, which is to actually within the last 2 or 3 meters, if you just can't get away from it, turn over onto your stomach again and swim aggressively for it. And swim aggressively for it, launch your feet up and over it, okay? Get up and over it. This way, your feet won't get caught underwater. If you don't get up and over it and you only get to this position, the water force will have enough water to push you back under, okay? You might be lucky, you might come through the other side, you might not. Don't try it, okay? Just get away from wood. Now, that's the most dangerous hazard on the river, okay? Apart from Tim or myself, basically. Now, if at any stage you find yourself in the water, this is the second thing. Don't stand up in white water. The reason being is that if you try to stand up, you can get your feet caught, okay? Then the water force pushes your body forward and you end up with your face in the water. Put your hand up if you can breathe underwater. Okay, good. Nobody's got gills? Excellent. You can't breathe underwater, so it's going to take us a long time to get you out of this situation. It's really easy to avoid by not standing up. The only time you must stand up is if the water is underneath your knees. And a way to work that out is if you can put your hands down on the floor of the river and stop yourself with your hands, then it will most likely be underneath your knees and then you can stand up. Okay, so it's so easy to avoid. Don't stand up in white water. Just one thing here, do as we say, not as we do. Sometimes you may see Tim and myself standing up in white water. It's because we know where to place our feet. Okay. The next thing is what's called a stopper or a hole. Has everybody been to the beach? You've been to the beach, Stu, in Australia? Had a big dumping wave come over and try to knock you over? Yeah? Okay. We get these on the river, except it's in a stationary form and they're called holes or stoppers. What occurs is you get a rock and the water starts to starts to drop over the rock with so much force it doesn't know where to go. And starts to recirculate back on itself. It's a stationary breaking wave. The water's actually in effect going back upstream. Now, some of these are friendly enough to play in, and then there's some that are deadly enough to kill a person by not letting you out, okay? That's if you don't help yourself, okay? Now, there's many ways that you can actually help yourself here. If you find yourself in a stopper, first of all, you know, because you feel like you're in a washing machine, okay? You can actually swim out the side of it. Now, if this is the rock which is forming the stopper, you normally find that that's about the width of the hole or stopper. Now, to get out, you actually swim aggressively on your stomach to the corners, okay? Try swimming to the corners. If one way doesn't work, try swimming to the other side, okay? Now, if that doesn't work, this is a secret that surfers have known for years, and it's actually to duck dive underneath. That actually means, in effect, diving back upstream. So you dive down, and that will actually get you into the undercurrent. Now, when you get a stopper forming, there's always some water escaping underneath. So you, as a swimmer, can actually get into that water and flush underneath the hole. Now, the majority of holes on this river will let you go, okay? This is all worst case scenario, okay? If you're in there for a long time and you're just too tired to help yourself, by that stage Tim or myself may be there with a throw bag, and I'm going to explain what a throw bag is in a minute. Okay, now they're the three things in white water that can kill you. There is one more thing that you do need to be aware of, and it's called an inspiratory gasp reflex. This is when suddenly you're in the sun like this, next thing you're in the water. Sorry. And what happens is it's such a shock to your system that you start to go, okay? This is called an inspiratory gasp reflex. At this stage, people forget to breathe, or they breathe in water, okay? It's called a flush drowning. Biggest thing here is don't panic when you hit the water, okay? It's not the end of the world. Most of the time it's fun. We could actually jump in the river here and swim to New Orleans if you knew which rapids to get out at. Okay, now, it's so simple. Don't panic, stay calm, concentrate on what I've taught you about the rapids so far. Okay? Remember to close your mouth when you hit the water, okay? Until you're up again. Now, you might I just want to go through. So what are the things that can kill you in white water? What was the first thing?
Trees.
Trees, good. What are you going to do for trees? Swim away, good. You're a survivor, Noreen. Okay, now then, what if you can't get away from it? Okay, get your body up and then your legs over. Okay, what's the next thing that can kill you? Standing up in moving water, good. So easy to avoid, how? You feel like you're back at school? Okay, don't stand up, okay? Anything else? What's the last thing? Stopper. Yes. What do you do for stoppers? If you find yourself getting caught in one, sorry?
Swim to the corner.
To the corner? Excellent. Anything else? Noreen? I thought you said it. Anybody else?
Duck dive.
Duck dive. Excellent. 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 Duck dive down and out. Okay. Now they're all the things that you need to be aware of. Now then, the question you might ask is, how are you going to fall out of the boat? There's many reasons why you fall out of the boat. The action is all the same. Any time that you're in the water, the majority of the time you're actually going to come up next to the perimeter line. Okay, see that line that follows the boat all the way around? As you're falling out, try to grab that. As you're falling out, as you come back up, try to grab that. The majority of the time you will come up next to the perimeter line. Okay? Now, by coming up next to the perimeter line, you can actually get yourself back into the boat. Tom, can you give me a hand here, please? Okay, now, Tom, just kneel down there for me, please. As if you've fallen in the water. Oh, he's going to do it for me. Okay, now, Tom here has fallen in the water. Okay?
Cold.
It's cold. It's about that cold. Okay, now, Tom has fallen in the water. Now, I'm going to help him back in. Okay? And I'll tell you why in a second. Because he's not panicking is one reason. He's not panicking, so I'm going to come across and grab him by the shoulder straps. Don't grab him by the nostrils. Don't ever grab somebody by the arm. You can pull that out of joint. Okay? The lapels of the shoulder strap is the go. Now, one thing is the person sitting opposite comes to help Tom in. Why don't I want everybody coming to help Tom? I won't tip, but I've got nobody helping me to paddle. Okay? The worst thing you can actually do is go, oh, Tom's fallen in, and panic. Okay? You're not in trouble. Tom's not in trouble. He knows what to do. It's up to you to listen to your guide at this point. And then the person sitting opposite will come across and just go, right. And on 3, Tom will actually do a push-up off the perimeter line and kick with his feet and virtually get into the boat himself. But I'm going to also help him by 1, 2, 3, and in. Okay, now if at this stage Tom's panicking a little bit, you just chuck him down into the floor of the raft and forget about him. Okay, because your guide needs you back on the job. Okay, thanks Tom, that was brilliant. Now, if Tom was a little bit further away again, what you can do is go, hey Tom, grab hold of the T-grip and pull him in that way. Okay, the majority of the time you will find yourself coming up next to the boat. Occasionally you might find you get into a faster current and you get away from the boat a little bit. It's at this point that I need you all to believe in something that I believe in, which is the strongest survive. Okay? As a raft guide, we have the option of maybe letting some of the weaker people go and weeding out society a little bit. Okay? No, I got in trouble last time I did that. No. Okay, you need to be prepared to try to help yourself. I've taught you what I know about whitewater, and so you need to be looking downstream, looking out for wood. Anytime you see wood, get the hell away. Okay? Now, if you're not far away from the boat and there's no wood downstream, swim back to the boat. Swim to Tim's boat. I don't care. Get to a boat. Swim to shore. Okay? Help yourself. You know what to do. Okay. Now, if Tom was a little bit further away again, and I think that he needs a bit of help, I might get his attention. I might just throw it to Tim this time though. And I'm going to get Tim's attention by going, hey Tim, throw bag! And throw him the bag. Now, the reason I got his attention is that some of these throw bags contain up to 20 metres of rope. 20 metres of rope not caught can be more of a hazard than a help. Okay? So instead it might be, hey Tim, whatever. I'm going to be trying to get his attention, trying to look for his eyes. Okay, now, when Tim grabs the rope, notice I say the rope and not the bag. Why don't I want Tim to hang on to the bag? Yeah, I've got to pull out all the rest of the rope before we start to pull Tim in. So instead, he's going to grab the rope and not the bag. There's 2 methods he can actually hang on to it. One is the Superman effort, okay? Now, who here has been water skiing and forgot to let go of the rope? Anybody? You tend to do really good underwater exploration. It's the same with this, okay? If you're only shallow, you can turn your head to the side and breathe, okay? What's better is to actually turn over onto your back with the rope across your chest and get pulled in this way, okay? Now that will actually form an air pocket around your face and you can breathe. Don't ever tie it off to get pulled in, okay? Go, hey, pull me in, Tim! Okay, no, okay, because believe me, it's going to hurt. Okay. Now, anytime you're hanging onto a throw bag and you can't breathe, is it doing any good to you? No, get rid of it. Go back to helping yourself. So the biggest thing I can say here is try to help yourself by everything that I've mentioned. Okay? Don't panic. It's not the end of the world. There's 2 swimming styles. I've already mentioned one, and it's aggressive swimming. Aggressive swimming is used for when you're actually I've already mentioned it. It's for trying to swim away from wood, trying to swim back to your boat, trying to swim out of stoppers, trying to swim to the side of the river. It's basically being proactive in helping yourself. Going forwards. Just yell out if there's anything that you can't understand or hear. Yeah. Quite often happens. Yeah. Washed down from some of the major floods. Go. Also, you got the best rapid on the river and the best campsite on the river today. Go easy forwards.
Someone's not paddling here. The cameraman.
Freeloader.
Sorry?
I said he's a bit of a freeloader.
Fun.
Yeah, there's lots of nice little waterfalls all along the way. And stop. Go forwards. Big water? No, no.
We
pretty
get
low.
grade 2 and that was the highlight of the trip.
Okay. And stop.
End trips kind of thing. Nice. And then back home or No, I'm back here for I'm going to be 30 this year.
30 this year?
Is that familiar? That's 2 years of saving.
Okay.
careful, there's moss on these rocks.
Go back, stand up.
Give us a smile.
He insisted upon going over that last fall.
So beautiful.
Never been on a field, but you see all about it.
That's why Bob was carrying to
Just been marking down the Franklin River with peregrine, and they really have established world-class service. We recommend them.
I'm going to try some of your dinner
We
too.
went down the pig trough together. No, absolutely no problems. They're extremely efficient, effective, and high-quality guides. Franklin River is quite an ecosystem. There's swallows fly around. The people here are just great, all the way from Sydney and Melbourne. The people who come in from the outside, they're just fantastic, but they've taken up all the room.
Camera there?
The only competition you get on the river is so you can relax the most.
And wonderful food when you stop.
It's half full.
You had a green cup.
I did.
Oh, beautiful.
Got it working now. It's working. Okay, we've got to move her. He's up.
Might be able to see the island there, we come a fair way past.
Yeah, you don't mind. You know that when you need a boat, you put your clothes on and bring it.
All dressed up and nowhere to go.
It's coming through. black cutlery back, please. Vancouver. And only he got through. It basically came down to he was a cannibal. That's how he got his name, the Pieman. And he was eating his comrades on the way. And it came down to the last two of them. And the last one to fall asleep, sorry, the first one to fall asleep out of the two of them fed the other one. They didn't believe him, so they sent him back to Sarah Island, where he actually escaped again, convinced another person to go with him. And this time he was found up around the Pieman River area. But he had body parts hanging off his body. So they believed him this time and hung him. Okay, forwards.
The camera in the project in use. That's really lovely. We're going to try and get the camera out. We might be. That's it.
Just didn't mind trying to get myself to see.
Do it because I've got people.
Insurance purposes. Actually, someone take the picture from the front of the boat.
Go.
It just needs winding and everything.
Carry on your movie camera.
Sorry, Barry.
You want a real close up. You know where the zoom is.
Oh, it wants to be zoomed on.
Just got your nose in there, yeah?
This is not bloody today.
We end up on Barry. Don't hose pipe. It will zoom in. You get a real nice close up of me.
A really nice one.
Keep it level, mate. Keep the horizon level. That's it.
He's going to have a shot of himself.
gonna-
Yeah, here it works.
Well, try the other way. Yeah, push it up. You'll see 10.
I've got time to take my jumper
with
off.
the zoom.
Oh, that's nice.
See the number type.
That's really right. Now it's going towards you, okay.
Created a monster.
Yeah, Barry. Now smile, for goodness sake. No, second thoughts don't.
Cecil B.
Not feeling back on the other boat.
You're right. Very muddy cut. There's an estimated 1,300 caves down in this section of the river. Okay, stop.
Lovely.
These bloody ponds they love.
Forwards.
Okay, forward.
Right.
What it tends to happen is the ground gets, the current's faster on the outside of bends. So it actually grinds it out from some sort of rock deposits. Good, stop. Coming up to the Jane River. Where we finish on the last night at the jetty to catch their seaplanes. So they actually stretched the section out that we're doing in 2 days into. Amazing what limestone gets carved out to, eh? Okay, forwards please.
Brent?
Yeah, right.
It's a campsite, you reckon? Where is the camera box, by the way? It was a while ago when I came down.
I nearly...
You're too good for us. Dale, I did last night.
Oh, stiff it up that much more from sitting down again all day today.
Oh, what are we going to be?
Two of them. They'd come up to the bank and look up.
What could you see? I'd imagine there'd be more platypus in the smaller tributaries. Than
Yes,
the
I
big
wouldn't think
rivers.
they'd be in.
Yes, there was quite a lump there in the middle, all in the raft.
Because he said when we rang up, if we weren't bushwalkers, he wouldn't have allowed us to go.
On the first
At our
time.
age, yeah. And that gives you,
Little wagtails.
stone by stone glow of all the rapids and everything.
Not many robin redbreasts around though anymore.
Though it's surprising. I feel well enough to walk, but I wasn't ill enough to stay in the cabin, so I drove myself running on the cliffs one day and had a picnic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't chase them how closely they get to the water without actually. Oh, look.
Pretty tame, aren't they? They won't ever let you go near, touch their hand. Oh, sorry. They won't ever come up to your hand or anything, but they're pretty tame for this end of the world. In Tasmania, that's for sure.
Let's see the good one. Come around here, you can film.
It'd be lovely, yes. I'm actually writing my notes on the back of my blurb that I'm going to send to my
Jumping bears, you might saw. You into the port? Having a look at something. Must be lost there. Don't let them eat any breeding or anything. There's none down there in the waves.
Yeah, feed them properly.
No.
Pretty cocky.
If you stand still, they might have come even closer.
It's not hot, is it?
Yeah. In the dark, over behind the rock wall. It's behind it. My mum's just come in.
You better clean those spoons.
Into the light.
Just the one you didn't lick that.
You can have that one then.
Come on, into the light.
You shouldn't have licked that right there, man. I didn't pull it up.
Where is the key there?
Here in the way.
Oh no, into the white wall.
It's a bit cold.
Come on, baby.
So these make good fish crickets.
It happens.
You can catch him.
No. No?
Yeah, but we can use it.
Outside all the private schools.
Sorry guys. Well, that wasn't a good idea.
So where's the big money?